was murdered on December 6, 1973, and newspaper photos of missing girls from the 70s. Most looked like me, white girls with mousy brown hair. This was before kids of all races and genders started appearing on milk cartons or in the Daily Mail. It was still back when people believed things like that didn't happen. In my junior high yearbook, I had a quote from a Spanish poet my sister had turned me on to, Juan Ramon Jimenez. It went like this: if they give you ruled paper, write the other way. I chose it both because it expressed my contempt for my structured surroundings a la the classroom, and because not being some dopey quote from a rock group, I thought it marked me as literary. I was a member of the chess club and chem club and burned everything I tried to make in Mrs. Delmonico's home ec class. My favorite teacher was Mr. Bott, who taught biology and liked to animate the frogs and crawfish we had to dissect by making them dance in their wax pans. I wasn't killed by Mr. Bott, by the way. Don't think every person you're going to meet in here is suspect. That's the problem. You never know. Mr. Bott came to my memorial as May I had almost did almost the entire junior high school. I was never so popular, and he cried quite a bit. He had a sick kid. We all knew this, so when he laughed at his own jokes, which were rusty way before I had him, we laughed too, forcing it sometimes just to make him happy. His daughter died a year and a half after I did. She had leukemia, but I never saw her in my heaven. My murderer was a man from our neighborhood. My mother liked his bordered flowers, and my father talked to him once about fertilizer. My murderer believed in old-fashioned things like eggshells and coffee grounds, which he said his own mother had used. My father came home smiling, making jokes about how the man's garden might be beautiful, but it would stink to high heaven once a heat wave hit. But on December 6th, 1973, it was snowing, and I took a shortcut through the wood. I took a shortcut through the cornfield back from junior high. It was dark out because the days were shorter in winter, and I remember how the broken stalks made my walk more difficult. The snow was falling lightly, like a flurry of small hands, and I was breathing through my nose until it was running so much that I had to open my mouth. 6 feet from where Mr. Harvey stood, I stuck my tongue out to taste a snowflake. Susie, my mother said, bracing up under the weight of it, a weight that she naively hoped might lighten someday, not knowing that it would only go on to her in new and varied ways for the rest of her life. Mr. Harvey told her the usual. I hope they get the bastard. I'm sorry for your loss. I was in my heaven by that time, fitting my limbs together, and couldn't believe his audacity. The man has no shame, I said to Franny, my intake counselor. Exactly, she said, and made her point as simply as that. There wasn't a lot of bullshit in my heaven. Mr. Harvey said it would only take a minute, so I followed him a little further into the cornfield, where fewer stalks were broken off because no one used it as a shortcut to the junior high. My mom had told my baby brother Buckley that the corn in the field was inedible when he asked why no one from the neighborhood ate it. The corn is for horses, not humans, she said. Not dogs, Buckley asked. No, my mother answered. Not dinosaurs, Buckley asked. And it went like that. I've made a little hiding place, Mr. Harvey said. He stopped and turned to me. I don't see anything, I said. I was aware that Mr. Harvey was looking at me strangely. I'd had older men look at me like that, look at me that way since I'd lost my baby fat. But they usually didn't lose their marbles over me when I was wearing my royal blue parka and yellow elephant bell-bottoms. His glasses were small and round with gold frames, and his eyes looked out over them and at me. You should be more observant, Susie, he said. I felt like observing my way out of there, but I didn't. Why didn't I? Franny said these questions were fruitless. You didn't, and that's that. Don't mull it over. It does no good. You're dead, and you have to accept it. Try again, Mr. Harvey said, and he squatted down and knocked against the ground. What's that? I asked. My ears were freezing. I wouldn't wear the multicolored cap with the pom-pom and jingle bells that my mother had made me one Christmas. I had shoved it in the pocket of my parka instead. I remember that I went over and stomped on the ground near him. It felt harder even than frozen earth, which was pretty hard. It's wood, Mr. Harvey said. Keeps the entrance from collapsing. Other than that, it's all made out of earth. What is it? I asked. I was no longer cold or weirded out by the look he had given me. I was like I was in science class. I was curious. Come and see. Okay, this is where I'm going to stop because it gets a little edgy after this. So, yeah, thanks for listening.